Japanese American life before internment. Push factors: the Meiji Restoration, poverty, and natural disasters. Pull factors: sugar plantations in Hawaii and labor opportunities across mainland United States. Given the various pull and push factors, by 1910 there are over 70,000 Japanese Americans living in the United States. Now, the Japanese Americans had such a huge impact on the American labor force that by 1940, Japanese American farmers grew 95% of the fresh snap beans and spring and summer celery, 67% of the fresh tomatoes, and 44% of the onions. In total, this accounted for more than 458,056 acres of California farmland. Another important fact is with the Gentlemen's Agreement of 1907, more women traveled from Japan to the United States than men. And between 1910 and 1920, the number of Japanese women living in America increased by 150%, leading to an increase in second generation Japanese Americans. Now, the significance of this is that you actually had an increase of assimilation attempts by second, third, and fourth generation Japanese American children in the American school systems and in American culture.
Hey Jenny, is everything alright?
Yes, Mr. Yamato, everything's fine.
Okay, perfect. Just let me know if you need any help.
Okay.
Mr. Yamato, Mr. Yamato,
What's going on?
you missed this newspaper.
Oh my god.
They just took a day off. I want to laundromat.
Are you sure? Alright, thank you so much.
I'm looking for Mr. Yamada. Is he present today?
I'm Mr. Yamada. How may I help you?
I have an executive order from the President of the United States of America calling for all Japanese Americans in the 52nd District to come with me to Santa Anita.
Why am I being relocated?
No questions. You have less than 12 hours. Collect your belongings and meet me at Union Station.
President Roosevelt's Executive Order 9066. It was issued on December 7, 1941, and it revoked the rights of Japanese Americans, 2/3 were U.S. citizens, and over 120,000 Japanese Americans were thrown into prison camps in 9 different states. These prison camps were placed on Native American reservations, and every Japanese American was forced to prove their loyalty by answering 2 questions: whether or not they will be willing to be drafted to fight in the war, and whether they will swear to obey all the laws of the United States and not interfere with the war effort.
Families are separated. Thousands of innocent Japanese American citizens were sent to internment camps. Many women and children were separated from their families. There was no privacy or running water, as families were separated from the next by a piece of cloth hung from the upper deck. The camps were heavily guarded, as if anyone tried to leave without permission, they would be shot.
The following numbers must check in immediately at the front. 901.
What's happening, Daddy?
572.
Wait, that's my number. Why haven't they called your number?
655.
Ma'am, you have to come with me.
Mommy?
901.
Wait, what about my son and my husband? They
572.
haven't called their numbers yet.
Sorry, ma'am, but our assignments are final. Please leave your bag with me.
Statistics on camp life. More than 110,000 Americans of Japanese ancestry were relocated to camps, the majority of who were U.S. citizens. There were a total of 10 camps built throughout the remote areas of 7 western states. These camps were found in the following states: Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming, with the largest camps located in California and Arizona. Tule Lake, California, was the largest and most conflict-ridden camp out of the 10 camps. It was also the only one converted into a maximum security segregated center, ruled under martial law and occupied by the Army, with peak population of 18,789 Japanese Americans. It was also the last camp to close on March 28, 1946. Gila River and Poston, Arizona were the second and third largest camps, with peak populations of over 13,000 and over 17,800 Japanese Americans. The following is a reenactment of a group of internees talking amongst themselves.
Man, these beans suck.
Yeah, can't remember the last time I had a real meal. I could really go for some acai right now.
But those days are long gone. Who knows when they'll ever let us leave?
Yeah, I remember when our biggest worry was whether or not we closed shop on time and if the machines were operational.
Yeah, I never thought it would come down to this, but
Almost 50 years after the Japanese Americans were released, Congress passed the Civil Liberties Act of 1988, apologizing and paying each victim of internment $20,000 in reparations. Despite this effort, detrimental physical and mental health impacts remain. Health studies revealed there is a 2 times greater chance of heart disease and premature death of internees compared to other Japanese Americans.
My name is Chizu Liyama. I was born November 14, 1921. I am 84 years old. We lived in San Francisco and Chinatown as Japanese Americans. The Japanese group in Chinatown was very, very close, so that we had a really marvelous childhood. I went to schools in San Francisco, which again was a wonderful period for me in my life. Then I went to the University of California in 1938. It was on December 7, 1941, which was a big change in terms of my life experience. I was at the university, and shortly thereafter, we were removed from the Bay Area and I went to Santa Anita. My sisters were living in San Francisco, Japantown, and so they didn't go until much later, and we were separated. We felt we would never see each other again. I lived 6 months in a single horse stall in Santa Anita with 20 other women. We felt so ashamed. They had taken all of our jewelry and prized possessions passed down from our mothers and our mothers' mothers. I remember being so cold and empty. Then fortunately I was released from camp and tried to resume my normal life. Well, I'll never forget my stay.